Hey, what's up everybody? This is SKULM, and in today's video we're going to talk about Season 3 best solo leveling build for the Necromancer. Now, I played completely solo at the start of the season. I leveled solo, and if you watched my stream at the launch, you will know that I really enjoyed the Shadow Golem Necromancer, and today I'm going to talk about it, how good the build is for solo leveling. So first of all, you start off, of course, as Blood Search minions, but around level 40, probably before or after the capstone. I have cleared the capstone as Blood Search minions, but after that, when I switched to World Tier 3, I started using the Shadow Golem Necromancer. All the way up to World Tier 4, you will see me kill Elias, the Butcher at World Tier 3. This build can actually do anything. I'm farming World Tier 4 with no problem. The Golem is surviving. I'm also going to mention some specific problems about the Golem, but the build is looking good. It is really good, and the item requirement is super low. So you can just slap this on and just play at your own pace. Now, I am not claiming that this is the fastest leveling build. I think Bone Spear, especially in a group scenario, is a better version, but you know, if you want to play comfortably, if you don't want to stress over gear, if you want to just efficiently play the game and have a good build, this is the build for you. So, without further ado, let's have a look at what I'm rocking right now. The gear I'm using is very simple. I am going to tell you one principle. In your armor pieces, which is helm, chest, legs, and whatnot, what you want to focus is total armor, damage reduction, and then another damage reduction modifier. That's it. The only legendary aspect that you may want is the explosive mist, and that's it. You don't actually need it, it is not necessary, but it makes life easier for you. So, on our helm, we have total armor, cooldown reduction. Fine. Chest piece, total armor, damage reduction modifiers. Okay. Gloves, just shadow damage over time. Again, the legendary is really not important. I'm just looking at the stats, okay? When you're leveling, the gear you want is the gear with stats, alright? You can slap on the legendary aspects later. Legs, look, total armor, damage reduction close. Boots, resistance, some other stuff. I'm using it because of the exploiter glyph here. Weapon, I would prefer if it had good stats, but weapons are so important that prioritize the weapon item level instead of the stats. The weapon item level is really important. So neck, for example, I just use this neck because it has total armor on it, that's it. Ring, I was lucky to get this ring. I'm using it for the shadow damage stat, but it also has a lucky hit effect which restores essence. And then another ring with shadow damage again, and then some lucky hit. The offhand is lucky hit, but again I'm using it for the item level. Now, this build does not need that much legendary. It doesn't suffer from essence, it doesn't suffer from survivability, and it has really good damage potential as well. So let me show you the skill tree, what I'm using right now. You will see that we don't use a basic skill, we just want Blight for the 15%, 15x multiplier, Hued Flesh. Blight lucky hit is not nerfed, so we can still use it to generate corpses via Hued Flesh. 1 point into Blood Mist to create more corpses, spiked armor for abhorrent decrepify. Corpse explosion is maxed. This is our main damage source. This is how we deal damage still with blighted corpse explosion. Triple points into Grim Harvest and Fueled by Death. Then you go amplify damage, decrepify. Abhorrent or horrid both work. Abhorrent is good for resetting Blood Mist since we're not using Bone Storm yet. Death's Embrace and then Death's Reach. You know, the classic drill. I'm not gonna go over into full detail. You can see the build here. Now, one problem is, I think, I have tested this. This construct does also count as a minion. So, for example, when I slapped on a legendary aspect which says when you have more than minions active gain essence. It actually gave me essence for 2 minions instead of 1, and I only had my golem active with this construct. So I think certain items that benefit minions also may benefit the construct, which means the cult leaderboard might be super interesting for this. Anyway, I don't want to get ahead of myself. So for the Paragon, really straightforward. Find whatever glyph, amplify, gravekeeper, both can work. Just go from the right side, take some armors, and then go into the witherboard. In the witherboard, just make sure to get these rare nodes, and that's it probably. Like, you're gonna deal so much damage like this, and it's actually great. We are sacrificing Reapers for extra 15x shadow damage, Cold for 15x vulnerable, and then we're using the Blood Golem, which absorbs 15% of the damage we would take. So the build actually does a really good single target damage as well. Usually in any type of Infinimist only builds, you will see that it suffers from single target damage, bossing and whatnot. This was very clear when Infinimist was running Abattoir of Zir, especially against the Bloodseekers. It was just fiesta, let's say. But the Golem build, Shadow Golem build, actually has really good single target damage as well. The Golem's ability basically hits like a truck. You can use this ability and it actually benefits from Abhorrent Decrepify. So you can reduce the cooldown of this and it actually hits pretty hard. When I reach the end game version of this build, I'm thinking about dropping Blood Mist. I'm not super sure, but then we will see, and I want to implement Bone Storm instead. But I want to talk about something. You may ask, hey SKULM, why didn't you put points into Death's Defense? Death's Defense is bugged. It doesn't benefit the Golem. I think the Golem only gets some resistance from it. So this needs to be worked. I hope the Blizzard devs are aware of this bug. So it really doesn't do anything. So just put 3 points into Golem Mastery and just hope for the best. That's what I wanted to say. And I don't want this video to be too long. Again, I'm just going to repeat the priority in itemization. You want stats and you want defensive stats, total armor, damage reduction modifiers. The damage will come by itself. Don't worry about it. The build does really good damage. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I wish you the best of luck in leveling and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.